Hi, and welcome to Week 13 of the 2017 high school football season. My name is Michael Beaven, here with the Akron Beacon Journal and Ohio.com, with my boss, the man who pays me, Scot Fagerstrom, here from the ABJ and Ohio.com. Scott, it's the third week of the playoffs, regional finals. We got a handful of teams still playing.
Let's roll. We'll start out down in Mansfield, where Massillon is playing New Albany. New Albany knocked off the #1 seed last week, and Massillon's been on a roll. 9-3 team against an 8-4 team down in Mansfield. Yeah, this should be an interesting game. Massillon's coming in. Jameer Thomas is a guy that at running back and also on defense has really made a lot of nice plays for them. They have a wide receiver, Austin Kutcher. Not to be confused with the actor, who's a very nice player for them. And I might have butchered his name, by the way. I'm sorry if I did. But that's a unique last name. And you look at that team, I mean, they're on a roll right now. They've played some really nice games. They overcame the loss to St. Vincent St. Mary in Week 9, and then they defeated Canton McKinley, their big rival, Week 10. To get in the playoffs.
Yeah, to get in the playoffs. They win in 11. They win in Week 12. Here they are, and we'll see if they can continue their ride. All
right, the next one is Rootstown versus Kirtland in Division 6. That game is at Solon. Rootstown undefeated, 12-0. Kirtland undefeated, 12-0. Kirtland took out Mogadore last week, a team that Rootstown beat. Rootstown beat them a little bit worse than Kirtland did. So maybe Rootstown has the advantage here.
Right. Mark Geist, the coach at Rootstown, he said Kirtland is Kirtland, meaning that every year you're going to get a good team that tackles well, they can move the ball, they can block. And it's no different this year, 12-0. I think Rootstown this year might have the edge in terms of their athleticism. Nathan Moore is a guy who at linebacker, 6'4", big kid, 220, 225. He's a good tight end as well. And then their running back, Caleb Cott, nobody has really slowed him down this year.
Yeah.
The kid is consistently getting 150 to 200 yards. So if he marches on and rushes for a lot of yards and touchdowns, Rootstown wins.
Yeah.
If Kirtland comes in and their defense is as good as people says it is, if they slow him down, then they'll probably win. Right. So, I mean, it's simple as that, I guess.
Yeah. All right, the third one is Canfield versus St. Vincent St. Mary over at Salem in Division 3. St. V is a 6th seed. Canfield's undefeated, 12-0. But something tells me that those seedings don't mean much.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on who you play and your region. Yeah. St. Vincent St. Mary, their 3 losses are to playoff teams. Hoban, Cincinnati LaSalle, and
I don't remember.
Barberton.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about them in a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, Barberton, who's undefeated. So St. Vincent St. Mary, that big win over Massillon really gave them a lot of confidence.
Right.
And their coach, Marcus Wiley's talked about how this team with a lot of sophomores and juniors has really evolved and really grown. I know Canfield has a strong quarterback who can run and pass, and if he can make plays, obviously Canfield can continue on as an undefeated team, but with St. Vincent St. Mary's talent of Terrence Keys at running back, Scott Walters a good two-way player for them on the outside as a wide receiver and a DB. So really, this is one of those games I have to do a little more research as far as picks.
All right, and then the one we've been talking about since the playoffs started, that they run a collision course. You've got defending state champions 2 years in a row, Hoban on a roll, 11-1, and Barberton 12-0. They're the 2 seed in this region. This game is at Green, and this is the big one this year. This is as big of a game as we've had in Summit County in quite a while.
Yeah, this is kind of like the Summit County championship game.
Yeah. And
from talking to both coaches, Tony Gatto at Barberton, Tim Tyrell at Hoban, this is like a state championship caliber game.
Yeah.
When you come in with the Hoban Division 3 state champs the past 2 years. Now they're in D2. Barberton, undefeated, first time they've ever been 12-0. Really, this is a game where I don't know how to pick this one, to be honest. They both offensively are very solid. Barberton likes to throw the ball with Zane Reese. Last week when it was in the 20s temperature-wise, they ran the ball. Jeff Taylor, Key Thompson just ran it down the throats of not Brush, but Bedford. And then Hoban, likewise, they also ran very well against Brush with Diamante Trainum and Tyrus Dickerson. It could come down to line play. Hoban's got huge linemen on offense. R.J. Kelly and Nolan Rumler, and Deshaun Martin defensively is a very solid player. But what do you think?
That's a tough one. I mean, I think Hoban probably maybe a little more physical, but Barberton's got a lot of athletes too, and that's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, the speed that Barberton in every game this year, they've been the fastest team. Guys like Christian McCarroll, Malcolm Boyd, no one's really slowed them down. So I mean, this could be one of those games where a special teams play might change momentum.
Turnovers.
A turnover, something like that. So it should be a fun one. Look for our picks in the newspaper on Thursday. I was in the lead. Apparently, I'm not anymore.
You're tied with Rich. I'm 1 game back.
Okay, we're tied. So so we'll see how this plays out. All right. 5 teams in 4 games.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.